Welcome back. We're at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. Huge crowd. I mean, just you can't hardly walk through here. It is so crowded. We are at the Gleaner Combine display. And when I say I'm sitting right in front of the Gleaner Combine, I'm not kidding. I mean, if it moves, I'm impaled here. I mean, it's coming through me. So we have a first-hand look at the Gleaner Combine as we're going to be talking about the S7 series. Our good friend Kevin Bean joins us, brand marketing manager for Gleaner Combines. First of all, Kevin, I know nobody works a crowd like you work a crowd, and you have quite a crowd here.
Well, the problem with it is, Mike, is there's not enough of me to go around. We have some of our other representatives here, and we got a lot of things, a lot of animation, a lot of illustrations to show customers the unique product that we have with the Gleaner, and that's the fun of this whole thing, is that this year we have a lot of competitive owners that are coming up and saying, geez, I didn't understand how that worked with your animation. I get it. I understand it now. So these are the good things we have at shows like this, and we're having a lot of fun. A lot of people.
Well, I'm sitting here and people think I'm working for AGCO Gleaner, and so they stop by and ask me questions. I'm saying, go talk to him, go talk to him. But there are a lot of questions. I mean, a lot of curiosity. Farmers are in a good mood, and they're looking at updating equipment, so they're interested.
Actually, Mike, for the last several years, we've been so fortunate to come to these shows, and people out here obviously are not only contemplating purchasing, they are purchasing, and the good thing about it is they're looking for new features. And a lot of our job today, I think, as we come to these shows, is not about selling equipment, it's about selling solutions. And really people are trying to raise the bar, and they have greater demands on their harvest, and it's our job here to come up with new solutions for them, and that's the fun of the new S-Series. We're reacting to that situation.
Let's talk about it. You do have several new features to tell folks about.
Oh, we sure do, Mike. One of the things that we're looking, behind us here, we're showing here at the display here the row sensing capability now on our corn heads, working with Reichert manufacturing, and we've had a lot of customer interest on that. But I think the thing that seems to be drawing the most interest is the new innovation that we won the AE50 award here just a matter of a few days ago here by the American Society of Ag and Biological Engineering, and that was on our new smart cooling, our cooling fan for our engine, and the fact that we have a fan that not only reverses now to keep the radiator and the cooling system clean all the time during harvest, and again, giving them the peace of mind to know they never have to worry about cleaning that radiator again, and especially for some of the farmers out there in soybean fuzz, which tends to be a real nasty thing in cooling systems. But the fact that now this new feature that we have, smart cooling, gives us the capability to vary the pitch of the fan for only the cooling requirement that's required on the engine, and it's a huge horsepower savings for customers. So they're not only getting the job of cooling the engine, but they're saving a huge amount of horsepower in the meantime that can be used for the rest of the combine.
You mentioned coming up with solutions to problems or solutions to challenges. Each year creates a set of those, so you're constantly reacting to those and developing ways to deal with them.
Oh, Mike, the interesting thing about it is that harvesting is one of those things that can humble you. I always hear farmers say to me, geez, last year was an exceptional year. Every year is an exceptional year. We're changing hybrids. Obviously, we've got the climatic conditions we have to deal with, the weather, so on and so forth. And every year we have to have combines that are very much able to be very flexible and reactive to the conditions and go out and do a very good job of cleaning and putting the best grain sample in the bin, but doing it at a low loss level. And that's what a Gleaner does, and that's why we're getting so many customers out here coming up and looking at Gleaner. Another interesting thing, Mike, is I don't know if you're aware of this, but many of the combines that are being shown here today, 2012 combines, we're having customers come up and say, my God, I can't believe how much heavier and much higher center of gravity some of these combines are. And, we have these issues of compaction. And, Gleaner, we're out here showing some customers here that one of our competitors here, there's a 12,000-pound difference in like-for-like class of combine, and that's 6 ton. And when you have that, we show people the fact that particular combine, it takes 24 horsepower just to move the weight difference of those two combines through the field. So that means you've robbed 24 horsepower just to get that heavier platform through versus a Gleaner. And in the fall, what that means is that if it's wet, like we had in 2009, you're going to have a combine, if it's that heavy, that's going to have tracks or rear wheel assist or a combination of both, which means a higher investment for our customer versus a Gleaner that's light and nimble and can get out of that field and not compact the soil and get the job done.
But being lighter, people might ask, okay, is it as sturdy, is it as durable, is it going to be able to handle the wear and tear?
Well, that's the whole thing, Mike. What has made Gleaner what it is we are the only manufacturer out there that utilizes a welded, unitized main frame. We don't bolt our frame together like our competitors do. And what that does for us, that gives a very solid foundation. And our natural flow rotary design gives us the ability to have straight through shafts. We eliminate the 90-degree gearboxes. So we have a very stable platform which is durable and is going to last a long time. And it's certainly served the test of time with the Gleaner, and the fact that that's what we're known for is our durable. And when you look at the durability end of it, you have to realize that means at the end of the harvest, one given year, you're not putting a lot in there and replacing things that are worn out and what have you. That's what Gleaner's all about.
We're talking with Kevin Bean, Brand Marketing Manager for Gleaner Combines here at the National Farm Machinery Show. We've talked about this before, that there's such an emphasis now. I think a couple things always stand out to me. Increased horsepower, but better fuel efficiency, and fast unloading. You have to be able to move that grain through at harvest time.
There's no question about it. And you know, we did a lot of work. We've had customer after customer come up and say, how big is your grain bin capacity? And I tell them 390 bushel. And I said, you have to understand that's the largest grain bin capacity on any class 6 or 7 combine in the world today. And then the next question comes out of their mouth is, how fast can you unload the tank? And then I tell them at 4 bushels per second, you know, that's 98 seconds that the entire grain bin can be unloaded in. And it's hard for them to believe because there's nobody out here that can match that performance. So it's grain handling and being able to not only get it unloaded out of your combine, but at the same time to move it from your basically cleaning system up to your grain bin. So we've done a lot of work in that regard to increase the capacity of these combines, but we want to do it where we're burning less fuel. You know, one of the things that we've talked about here with our E3 technology, that we're Tier 4 compliant, and obviously we were Tier 4 compliant before anyone else was in the North American market on harvesting equipment. So the exciting thing about it is that we've already got experience under our belt where we have customers that are telling us we're burning 10 to 12% less fuel. And I had an interesting customer that came up to us from Michigan. They said, you know, I just harvested up there our corn and soybeans, but he said, I wanted to share something with you about how incredible your clean system is. And I said, I'm listening. And he said, I harvest 40,000 bushels of malt and barley for a malter who obviously delivers to the brewery, so people can out there have a nice cold beer, you know, in the evening. And he said, I owned an axial combine a year prior, and he said that axial combine, when it harvested that 40,000 bushels of malt and barley, generated 200 bushels of mog before I could take it to the malter. So I had to clean it before it goes, and that's how much mog I got out of my 40,000 bushels. He said, I bought a new S67 Gleaner, and he said, out of that 40,000 bushels of barley I harvested this year, we were lucky to get 3 bushels of mog out of it. Now that's an incredible story, and I think a testimony to the 2-stage clean system and the accelerator roll technology that Gleaner has that no one else has. And if you're only doing 3 bushels of mog, the malter said to him, don't bother to clean it. It's cleaner than anything we have going to the malter today. So in reality, he's eliminated the cleaning issue that he has to deal with because of the unique 2-stage clean system, but he's also burning 1/3 less fuel. Now, how's that for a business case?
What you're looking for, that's for sure. Now, here's something else operators are looking for, that cab. Comfort in that cab, how easy things are, visibility, how they're doing a lot of things a lot of times when they're in there. Tell us about your cab.
Well, one of the things, Mike, that we've done this year for 2012 is we had an objective. And our objective was to lower the decibel reading, even though we had everybody say, you know, the S-Series is so much quieter. So we wanted to cut 3 dBA out of the cab. You know, and that it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. We had customers now that are in the cab, and they can't believe some of the things we've done. We worked on a very special glass so it has a slight curvature in the glass with new seals in the cab. We were able to cut 1.5 dBA alone just by going to a more efficient seal and a slight curvature to the glass, and that's a huge takeaway. So in the end, because the Gleaner's processor sits further back in the machine versus the axial machines out here, we're naturally quieter to begin with, just because we're not getting the noise resonating up underneath the processor where we're intaking the crop. So what we found is the takeaway on this is most of our customers are saying, you got the quietest cab in the industry. You have done some incredible things. And we want to challenge. We want to challenge customers this year. We're going to be doing this new demonstration program again that we did last year, where we're going to have field days out there, and we challenge customers to come in and get in this cab and see how quiet it is, and see how some of the other things that we've done now to the cab here to make it even nicer for 2012. Hopefully they'll take the time to do that, and we're going to have that program again this year.
Before we let you go, tell us a little bit more about the head and the work you're doing here with Reichert.
Well, that's an interesting thing, because right now I'm hearing more about auto guidance and road guidance than I've ever heard before this year. So what we did this year is we've been working with Reichert here now for quite some time. The Reichert system out here can work in conjunction with our System 150 auto guidance system on here. So a customer can now make a choice. You can see the sensors that are mounted here on the snouts. We set it up here so customers could see that. So now what we're doing now, instead of working off of our guidance, basically satellite, we're actually working down here at the head, and it's more precise, and it puts a lot less fatigue on the operator and raises his productivity, but the end result is the accuracy that we get at guidance here at the snouts and at the individual rows on the head. So we're having a lot of customers out there say, what can I buy this for? Well, it was interesting. We said, if you turn around and just put our auto guide preparation on it, simple thing. If you want to put their Reichert road guidance system on, it's about $6,195. Pretty low cost investment, and they can go to road guidance here with Reichert in conjunction with our auto guidance preparation.
Very interesting. There is a lot new again this year from Gleaner.
Well, we haven't even talked about a lot of things here, Mike. I tried to cover a few, but yeah, it's an exciting time. We invite them to come out. Hopefully they'll come and visit our field days this year and see what we've been doing. We've got about another 8 or 10 items for 2012 that are new from Gleaner.
We'll learn more about them. Kevin, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Kevin Bean, brand marketing manager for Gleaner Combines. A lot new. Sometimes you come to these shows, you say, what is there new here? Well, if you come to Gleaner, you'll see there's a lot new with their combines. We're going to talk more about it coming up in our next segment. We'll talk with a product specialist for Gleaner from the state of Illinois and see how these machines have been doing out in the field and what farmers are saying about them. That's coming up. Also, want to remind you, we have bonus coverage from here at the National Farm Machinery Show again today. AgriTalk Online, right after we wrap up our broadcast here at the top of the hour. More information, more interviews for you at agritalk.com. Back with poll results and more from Gleaner. Stay with us from Louisville. This is AgriTalk.